Hey, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to episode number 14 of the Lifting Ugly podcast. This is a podcast so sick. Get this? Even Magic Johnson couldn't be cured.
Yeah.
So I am Craig, and the man to the right of my screen, but to my left, something like that, is none other than...
It's your boy Alkai. What's up?
All right. So 14 episodes in. That's not
that's
too
quite
shabby.
Crazy.
That is. We've actually stuck to it. It's impressive.
I know. Our attention span has gone that long.
we haven't missed a week, and
no.
I have to say I am really proud of us. We're doing well. We're making moves. Big things are happening.
Oh yeah.
So everyone, round of applause for us. We're awesome. Just kidding. Yeah, it was loud, man. Did you hear all that?
I did. That's why I golf clap.
You didn't want to take away from everyone else's applause. I mean, that would just be weird.
Or just have thundering claps in your ears.
All right. So how's your last week been?
Good. Training was phenomenal. Everything was going nice and smooth. Things are coming together. Pain is subsiding. The only thing is, if you can't hear it, my voice is quite raspy right now.
Like you smoked a few packs of cigarettes this morning or something?
Yeah, it's from yelling at dumb drunk people.
That'll do it.
That'll do it, yeah. Like consistent nights in a row. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My throat is hurting.
You're not, and so you told me you're going, and this is something I got to find out more about. You're going to Big Bear, so you're obviously not working tonight.
No, we're leaving. Oh gosh, what time is it right now? 11:06. We're leaving at like 1:15.
And so, for anyone who doesn't know, Big Bear is a mountain town where there's a couple ski resorts. So I have to. Are you going? Are you going to be on the mountain?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
My ankles are made of glass. Why would I do that?
Right. I just, I was picturing 320-pound you going
whipping down the mountain.
Yeah.
Just nailing kids.
Just plowing through, just shooting up everywhere.
No, our good friend Zoe is a real estate agent, and this is like a trial run for her Airbnb. So we have 8 of us going, and she gave us a super killer rate, and we're kind of doing it just to get out of town for the weekend and have like a friends celebration, if you will.
Ooh, a friends celebration.
I know.
Just some going on. They're friends.
Just a bunch of dudes.
just broing out all weekend.
Just broing out with their guys,
Yeah. Just, shirts off and just letting it all hang.
Yep.
Oh, so lifting. So you're still you're increasing your weights though. Like your deadlift is you're working a little more on that, right?
Yeah. So deads are actually probably the slowest moving one right now, which is kind of ironic because usually deads are my most explosive lift. But I was talking with Ryan this week, and I was rewatching some of my videos. And for those that don't know me personally or have seen me in person, I have a little bit of a tummy. It's getting smaller. Disclaimer. But with where I wear my belt, it's hard for me to get into my starting position. So my side shoulder is a little bit too far forward, and my shoulder blades are a little bit too far forward, and that's what made my back freak out. So we're just doing beltless stuff for a while so I can kind of rebuild that lower back, build that foundation better, and see what we can do beltless for a bit until the weight comes off. But bench is still moving phenomenally. Squats are honestly surprising me. I didn't think I was going to hit that 470 for 4 on the SSB last night. And he's kind of giving me wiggle room with where I place my weights for my back down sets. So we were supposed to do it at
Oh,
like
okay.
325, but things were moving so fast. He was like, fuck it, just go to 4. So we hit my last top set of back downs for a set of 4 at 4, and it moved pretty solid.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty stoked.
My squats on Tuesday. Keenan was there. So big baby Keenan was hanging out when I was squatting. And so as I was warming up, just, because this is the way it goes, somebody decided they wanted to come look at the gym and walk around and be shown around. And
that's your luck.
So, yeah, the good news is they signed up. So
nice.
That's money for the gym.
It was worth it.
But yeah, 20 minutes later, I go to put like the 325 on my back again. My knees are screaming at me, and I'm like, well, I guess we're staying here. We're going to stay here for a few sets and just kind of hang out. And so that was kind of crappy. I cut my bench day short yesterday because it was our anniversary. And so I was like, well, I don't want to spend all day at the gym. I want to get home. So that way, basically more than anything, I just didn't want to get in trouble for not being available.
Yeah, you got husband stuff to do.
Yeah, so it kind of took priority yesterday. So I just did.
Oh, darn.
I know. Yeah. I would have rather finished my bench.
Yeah, of course.
So I just did. I set it at 225 and I went for as many reps as I could do. So I warmed up with 15, then I did 30, and then I did 20.
Gross.
So yeah. So my chest is actually sore just from doing well, and then I did close grip after that. So it actually it hit me pretty good. So I was surprised. And then my deadlifts today, I don't know if you saw the video. I posted it just like with you in mind, with the way I put the plates on. Did you see it?
I did not. What would you do?
Oh, okay. There were silver plates that were just kind of like, one was like the second one in, the other one was like on the very end.
I hate you so much.
I was like, I'm not posting this 405 for reps because it's any bit impressive. I'm doing it just because I know it'll bother some people.
Oh my god, that shit drives me bonkers. It needs to be in a uniform order: silver first, then black, or black first, and then silver.
That's right. We have to show equality. Either black first or silver first.
Yeah.
But I had a message from good old Randy, and he's like, he just sent me a message, and he's like, I don't get it. And I said, what, pussy or respect? And he said, yeah, neither one of those either. But
shut the fuck up.
It just like his question just took me right to how high, and Red Man's comment on there.
That's so great.
He's like, well, yeah, I don't get those either, but I don't get the video. And so I had to explain it to him. And
good Lord.
Yeah.
How have you not seen that movie, first off?
Well, I think he knew that reference, but he didn't.
Good.
He didn't get the mismatched colors thing. And
dude, that
because he's the type of person that would probably have like the rubber 45s, the bumpers, and steel, like just all just mismatched together.
And then manage to break the mirror behind him, or drop a bench bar on his head, or
drop a squat bar on his face while he's benching.
Yes,
because I have walked in on him benching with the squat bar on the rack.
Oh my god, that's a grown man.
Kinda, yeah. He is of a grown man age. We'll give him that. But Randy is one of the best sports on the planet, so I will give him that. He is.
Oh, he takes our shit.
Yeah, so that's why I like talking shit about Randy, is because he's a really good sport and he'll dish it out and he takes it like a champ.
Yes, he does.
So that was the extent of my lifting this week, and then I go into work tonight, and so I'll be working. I traded you spots. You get the night off, and I'll be at work.
I'm not jealous.
You know what? It's not bad. I have to say, like last weekend, because I worked Saturday, we did the podcast Saturday during the day, and I was like, oh man, I've got to work. And I was kind of, poor me. And so I get up there, and basically it's once every hour I have to walk around location to make sure everything's still going the right way. And then all the time in between that, like I watched all the NFL playoff games while I was up there. I took some, probably 4 to 5, 6-ish, like 45-minute long naps,
That's not bad.
So I was like, this isn't so, I can deal with this. But
that's not bad. I mean, holy crap. So one of our bars is it's a 49ers bar. So of course the last game, oh my God, we had we were at just after halftime, we had 1,200 people in the. It was
holy
mental.
Shit. That is nuts.
It was nuts. Like wild.
Well, I'm sure that, especially the way that game ended, I'm sure that bar was a little crazy.
That game was nuts. Like that was actually every time I turned, because I was working the door, so every time I turned around and kind of popped my head around and watched the game for half a second, it was quite thrilling.
Yeah, and I know you're not a big sports dude, but
hey, you know what? Sports ball, okay?
Sports ball, go sports ball.
Yeah, I just want both teams to have fun. That's all.
Yeah, everyone's a winner. Everyone's
winner
having fun. Everyone's a winner.
Yeah.
But all four of those games last weekend were pretty. They were a lot of fun to watch. So it added some excitement to a work day, that's for sure. And then I'm sure having drunken fans around you was added its own level of excitement.
Yeah, one of the guys tried to fight our lead security guy, and just it was hilarious. The guy was like a 5'6", fat as fuck black guy who was just running his mouth and like tried to shove one of us. And we're like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Like, off you go there, little ball.
Yeah, like, get out of here. Put 3 holes in you, throw some pins.
All right, so those that don't know, I'm coming to you from Western Colorado, city of Grand Junction.
Grand Function.
In the gym known as Monument Fitness.
If you
want to kind of see what Monument Fitness is a little bit about, you can go to the website, which is monumentfitness.com, or Instagram page at monument.fitness. I know the first 12 episodes I had it wrong on there because that's how much I pay attention. I forgot the dot in the Instagram handle.
That's great.
So all those people out there, those hundreds and hundreds of listeners that we don't have, that we're trying to figure out what the gym Instagram address is, I apologize. It's right now, monument.fitness, and you can find us there.
Oh yeah.
If you want to get a hold of me or Lifting Ugly for anything, any reason, you can search Lifting Ugly on any social media platform at lifting_ugly on Instagram, Lifting Ugly 21 on Facebook, or you can just type in Lifting Ugly. It'll take you there. Facebook really blows. I went to post.
I hate it.
That meme that I sent you that I came up with after deadlifts today. I went to go post that in Axe and Sledge, and they put me on a restriction. And they're like, for the next 20 days, we're going to move your stuff to the bottom of the news feed.
Oh, what assholes.
I was like, what kind of shit is that? Just because all I said was, what would I say? Is be careful after deadlifts between rough hands and chalk. Or be careful rubbing one out after deadlifts because of rough hands and chalk, you're liable to pop the top. Yep. I don't understand what is so bad. I've seen 100 times worse. I think I'm being profiled.
Well, welcome to the Cyber Terrorism Club.
Yeah, speaking of cyber terrorism, if you have Hama_Hapia on your Instagram, you can be involved in all cyber terrorist network activities through Alkai. If you are not part of that network, then that's too bad, but you can still get a hold of him at Salty Boy with an I, not a Y, _Barbell. And that way you can see all of his somewhat large tummy workouts.
Mm-hmm.
You can
bellies out fetching.
That's right. Belly. There you go. There's a good Instagram handle. Belly's out benching.
Hey, I think I might actually change my shit to that right now. I like that. You think it'll get me off the terrorism list if I change my fucking handle?
Maybe you take the Hamahapia out and then just
Yeah,
do
the belly out benching.
belly out benching at belly out benching. I like it. Do it.
Oh, okay.
It's got to happen.
Oh, that's exciting.
So look for Alkai at belly out benching coming soon to a phone or computer near you, whatever you may use.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, right now, Salty Boy with an I _barbell, and you can get a hold of him if you want to get a hold of him for training or anything like that. I know he would be okay with that.
I would be super okay with it.
Yeah, he's not gonna turn you down.
No,
unless you want it for free. Yeah, he's turning you on unless you want it for free, and then he may turn you down.
Yeah, then I'll tell you to kick rocks.
Yeah, I'll tell you to go screw yourself instead of in the process.
With
send a video with chalky hands. That's once you pop, you can't stop.
Oh, yeah.
All right, for any graphics, computer graphics needs, logos, any art at any kind, you can visit zontopia.com is the website. At Zontopia is his social media. You can check him out and the different stuff that he does, which is all pretty cool. What he takes part in. If you want to be a monthly athletic supporter of our podcast, you may do so at patreon.com/liftingugly, and you can join one of the. Yeah, somebody should do it. I am convinced somebody. I think if one person does it, then it'll become, you can be the trendsetter.
Ooh.
The first one on will be the trendsetter for everyone else jumping
the
on board.
originator.
Yes. So feel free to be that person. I won't mind. Alkai won't mind.
Nope.
You can join any of the levels that we have there. Also, if you just want to do one time, they're not really donations, support payments to support the podcast.
It's like a slight subscription.
Yeah, something like that. You can go to the website, liftingugly.com. There is a section there under the podcast drop menu. You can find the support button, and there are the different levels there. There's the Gymshark level, which is your entry level.
Yep.
There's the pretty lifting level. There's the general athletic supporter.
Yep.
And then there is the Lifting Ugly level, which you can join one or all four. You can add as many to your card as you want. And at the top level, it has a description. In the description there, it does state you may receive something for donating at that level. You may not, but you also might. It just kind of depends. It's risk and reward is what that is.
I'm thinking you probably get a nice little shirt or maybe a hat. Who knows?
Yeah, there's probably something that can be tossed in your general direction. Also at liftingugly.com, speaking of shirts and hats, there are shirts and hats and beanies and sweatshirts all available at liftingugly.com.
Oh, yeah.
All of your wants and needs for Lifting Ugly gear available at liftingugly.com. Also, I did not get the pictures up, but make sure you go to liftingugly.com because I talked to Maria. I have added a few more kids items.
Nice.
So I do have I have a shirt now available for kids that says "My mom is lifting ugly" and one that says "My dad is lifting ugly."
That's cool.
And then one that says "I'll be lifting ugly."
I love that.
Yeah.
Get the kids involved.
That's right. Just like Wu-Tang, we are for the children.
We're for the children.
That's right. And as of last week, as we were so excited to announce and put out there, the newest, we have Pioneer Lifting Belts. Anyone who doesn't know about Pioneer Lifting Belts, you need to get in the know. Go to generalleathercraft.com. check out the different Pioneer lifting belts that they have available, customized lifting belts. As you mentioned last week, the Pioneer cut, which we can talk about all these things later, because guess what? We have a guest from Pioneer Lifting that will be on with us shortly. Woo! And so we'll ask him some questions about the company and just some other questions that may not be about the company, just to kind of see kind of what they're all about. But make sure you guys check out Pioneer Lifting Belts. As we came up with, Alkai stated last week, they are the gold standard in lifting belts.
I mean, I've had mine for a while. The stitching is still there. The lettering is still there. It's not really faded. The only thing that happened was my latch broke, but that's just kind of standard, and I got one within a week. So get yourself a Pioneer belt, you monkeys.
And he has not treated his in the kindest ways either. Like
no
most of us with our lifting belts. Lifting belts get trashed. We get shitty with lifting belts. Yep. You hit a good top set, you rip that sucker off and throw it. You miss a top set, you rip it off and you throw it regardless. Either way, it's getting dropped, it's getting thrown. You guys that know. So
Yep.
So for someone like Alkai that's put his through the ringer and it still holds up just perfect, they do have lifetime warranties that are on the belts. And so I guess how they do that is eventually you want to see a new belt on you, and so you buy another one, even though your other one is probably doing just fine.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you can see how mine comes out, and then maybe we can finagle a Lifting Ugly belt for you as well.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty sweet. Get a couple unique Lifting Ugly belts out there in the world.
Ooh,
spread joy amongst everyone with Lifting Ugly weight belts.
So much joy.
As soon as I get mine, I'm carrying it around like I'm the fucking WWE champion. Just wear
it while you're grocery shopping.
It's just gonna be draped over my shoulder, and every once in a while I'll hold it overhead. Just be like, that's fucking right, yeah.
I did it.
All right. Well, it looks like we have Matt that came on. Matt, can you hear us? Okay. All right. This is gonna sound bad. I'm gonna turn him on here in just a second. So we do have our guest Matt from Pioneer Lifting. He jumped on just in time. I had one more thing to do, but we want to get to Matt first. We don't want to take up too much of his time. They are busy people. Yes, they are busy people out there at Pioneer Lifting Belts. So without further ado, Matt, welcome to the Lifting Ugly podcast. I have one more. Lifting Ugly podcast is so fresh that even Outcast admits there is someone dope as them.
I appreciate you guys allowing me to come on.
Oh, of course, man. This is when you guys said that you would come on, man. We've been like giddy about this, working with you guys for the last couple weeks. So I had the music reference. So the first thing I want to ask, in your shop, do you guys play music there?
Oh yeah.
What kind of music? What do you guys usually go for?
Man, it's literally anything and everything. The sewing operation has their own set of music. It's usually like 90s pop hits, and then out back they roll with like South Park Mexicans and some hardcore rap, and then very rarely do they play country. Most of the time it's rap or hard rock.
Good.
Nice.
That's good to hear. That's as it should be, probably.
Yeah, they go at it pretty hard back there in music and
well, I mean, whatever keeps them working, right?
Yeah, they awful good people back there.
So when I was looking through the website, and this kind of resonated just from the brief time and interaction I've had with you guys, your company philosophy is always be small enough to care, yet big enough to keep up. And I've mentioned before in the last couple podcasts that as I've talked with you guys, your response has always been really quick. And as Alkai has mentioned, when his lever broke on his belt, I mean, you guys responded and had a new one sent out.
So
and he had it in less than a week. So I would say that with that being your philosophy, I mean, you guys seem to be keeping up with that pretty good. How is it that you guys kind of are able to maintain that kind of communication on a small business level, but still pump out the belts that you guys produce?
That's a good question. I mean, it's tricky sometimes. We have obviously we've had to expand, so we've got used to just be me. And my father answering all the emails and phone calls, and now I've got 3 full-time customer service agents along with myself on social media, and then we just grow. I mean, that's really all it is bring people on. Train them up the best we can to handle anything that's thrown at us. You know, problems get moved to the top of the priority list. We don't want anybody mad, right? I mean, I think that's good business. So
Absolutely.
if anything ever happens to any of our products, that's priority 1. After that is lead times, and obviously quality stays up there. But the big enough to keep up right now has been our probably our biggest downfall or hurdle, I guess, not really a downfall. We've gotten so busy over the last few years that it's been hard to grow in place where we're at in this building. We're managing, but it's back to long hours and early mornings.
So I did see that you guys added. So you added two production departments now.
We're in the middle of it. I'm waiting for machines and tables to be made and that kind of thing. But yeah, we're the wheels are in motion.
So you're going to have a retail production side and then the wholesale production side. Is that correct?
Right. Instead of stopping and starting retail to wholesale, retail to stock, retail back and forth, it should be able to keep everything in continuous motion, which in theory, at least in my head, it's going to work out a lot better. We'll see in a couple of weeks if it actually works better. We'll have some kinks, I'm sure, to work out. But
so then that should cut down on kind of the time between order and delivery. Is that kind of the idea?
Lead times. I remember when I first started, I used to honestly, I used to throw shade and kind of hate on Cardillo lifting belts because they were 8 to 12 weeks, and like on their website, like, don't email us unless your order is at 12 weeks. And obviously, I was like, oh man, come on, you got to at least ask where their stuff is. But at this point, I mean, I get it. Obviously, we will never say, hey, don't email us. You've given us your money, just be patient. But I won't ever be that way. But I do understand now how busy those guys are, because I think we're kind of feeling the same way. So yes, to answer the question, it should eliminate some of that lengthy lead time, and it'll also hopefully allow for us to keep our stock belts in stock. So those are all out of stock right now. We get emails constantly about, hey man, when are the stock belts coming back? And I have to tell them, like, look, man, as soon as we get caught up, I don't know when that's going to be. I know we're trying awful damn hard, but it's kind of there's not a set date. We just got to get all of our stuff.
That's kind of a nice problem to have, though.
It's a great problem to have. It's job security around here is pretty strong. Everybody's we're not laying anybody off for sure.
Nice.
And so,
are you guys looking to have like a bigger facility here shortly?
It's in my 5-year plan. It's in my goals for sure. We've added onto this building twice. We've added 5,000 square feet onto this building twice in the 7 years I've been, 8 years. And we've went from 7 employees to 32, and I'm looking to hire 4 more.
Oh, wow.
So if we continue on this growth pattern, within 5 years, we'll have to build a new facility, which I'm actually looking forward to. I think
that's exciting.
I think it's time. Yeah.
Then you can do things the way you want.
Yeah. I mean, we were stuck with, there's certain machines that you have to bring a crane in to move, obviously. So they're centralized in our little space, and we have to work around them all the time. And honestly, if we ever do build a new facility, I think efficiency and effectiveness of getting things out in a hurry will help us quite a bit.
Nice. So for people who don't know, can you kind of give an idea of who started the Pioneer lifting belt, lifting accessories, and then so who and how it kind of got started?
So my grandfather actually started this business. He recognized a need in the market. This is back in 1979 is when we were founded in a small town in western Nebraska. I think at that time, obviously before Amazon, before the internet, people had to go to a sporting goods store to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he was a traveling salesman in that little region of the country where he would go to all of these little towns, sporting goods stores, and sell them, lifting belts. And, there was obviously different products. Like he would sell jerseys to the local sports teams and hats to, whatever little businesses were in those towns. So it wasn't always just weightlifting belts. And then my father and mother bought it from my grandfather, mid 80s, moved manufacturing down to El Paso here in Texas. And that's where they kind of ramped up production on lifting belts, along with just back support belts. So the nylon suspender belts. Remember, you guys are probably old enough to remember, like the guys at Lowe's and Home Depot.
Oh yeah.
They used to wear like the big girdle-looking belts with the suspenders.
Yeah.
Apparently, this was obviously even before I was born. Apparently, we made a bunch of those things. They had some sort of government contract where they were making containers full of these things. So they were doing that along with the leather stuff, and then the neoprene stuff. I think all outsourced overseas. They can make it cheaper in China, I'm sure. And then from there, really, as far as the retail market and people actually knowing who Pioneer was, that kind of started when we got on social media. So when I came back to work for the family business, it was April 15th of 13. So I guess I'm going on 8 years, whatever it is. I realized how the wholesale market, we were making a bunch of belts and for pennies. I mean, literally, when I first came in, we started finding accounts that we were losing money. Every time we made a belt, we'd lose, 10 cents. Mom and dad, I think at that time, things were really rough, and they were just trying to muster up any sort of cash flow that they could to keep everybody on the payroll, which at the time was those two and four. When I came, there were 7 employees, like I said, and times were rough. So I said, man, if we could just, get a website and people retail, we can make one belt and make the same amount of money as it would take 15 belts on the wholesale side. So if I thought maybe if we could sell 3 belts a day, it would prop up the business for a good while until we could figure out how to be more prosperous. And got on social media, and that 3 belts a day turned into 30 belts a day, and then it turned into one more. So. But really, for the last 7 years, the only reason anybody knows who we are, and that's social media, I think.
So coming basically when you came back and in getting the website and social media going, that's kind of like that's the turning point of Pioneer being just general wholesale leather belt production into more of what it is today.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody would have known who we were because all we did was make belts and put other people's logos on them. We were strictly a third-party manufacturer, a private label company.
So was there somebody that bought your stuff, like, a big name, anybody that kind of got a hold of your stuff that really helped project that a little bit further?
I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but you probably heard Dave Tate, right, Under the Bar.
Oh, yeah.
DFT.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they started buying our belts before I got here, so 8 or 9 years ago. And, they kind of kept us rolling pretty good. They were selling a whole bunch of them. And now, I have NDAs, so I can't say who I make belts for all of them, but there's some really big names in the fitness market that use our stuff.
I was going to say that was one of the questions I have, because I know Iron Rebel just started using, because they advertise that they're Pioneer belts.
Right.
I think Iron Rebel, Rogue they sell your Pioneer cut.
Mm-hmm.
And A7, I think are some of the ones I kind of came across that you guys are of the big name people that you're actually producing some belts for.
Yeah, it's been 4 years ago, which doesn't seem like it's possible, but it was 4 years ago when we came out with that design with a partner of ours. Actually, who was just a random guy on the internet that emailed me the artwork, just hand drawn artwork of the Pioneer cut. It was something, he wanted us to make a free belt with this little design on it. Man, I posted that on our social media at the time. I don't know how many followers we had, maybe 20 or 30,000 followers, and it went crazy online. And I was like, oh shit, we took it down in like 20 minutes. I was like, dude, we're on to something here. So we went through the patent process. Actually just got granted patent protection literally 10 days ago.
Oh, nice.
But the Pioneer Cut kind of put us on the map, especially now that we're protected to use it. So anybody that, utilizes the Pioneer Cut is made here.
Nice.
Right on.
Yeah. So yeah, I know you got a couple questions there. Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering when your guys' next big meet was going to be coming up.
So we have the Pioneer Open. We're doing it in September again. Last year was September 11th. This year is going to be September 10th, I believe. And it's here in Coleman. We used to do the tribute meet in San Antonio, and it was great. It was, it was a big money meet. A lot of good lifters. Everybody from Andre Malinichev, Dan Bell, Kevin Oakley. I mean, some really, really big name guys and girls.
Yep.
And then I wanted to bring it to Coleman just because I thought it could help more people. Obviously, it wouldn't just be the upper echelon lifters. They could obviously it's like an open event where the tribute is an invitational. And I knew that bringing those people to town would help our local community out as well. Nice. So I like the structure of that deal. USPA Texas has been extremely easy to work with. So we're going to continue that. I guess this will be the third installment of it. But we're doing a big, I don't want to say sponsorship, kind of more of a partnership with a guy named Eric Freeman up in, I believe, in Ohio. I know one of those big meet that I'm talking about is in Columbus. I don't think he's from Ohio. Nice. I'm drawing a blank. But anyways, we're doing a kind of the similar Pioneer Open style meet, only up there. So hopefully we continue to maybe pop up around the country. It's $30,000 here and $40,000 there just to give back to the community. So that's been my big shtick, is that reciprocating support. You guys show us so much support through sales and orders. Man, it's only right to give it back as much as we can and still, stay alive over here.
Well, it's nice to see that, man, because I see a lot of meet directors kind of pocketing half of it and then not giving back to their lifters or putting it towards a further meet for people that qualify for this and that. So it's nice to see you guys doing that. I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? So those meet directors have to make a little bit of money. They've got to be able to support. I didn't realize, to be honest with you, until I kind of got into this, how much money it takes to rent out a ballroom in a hotel or find some other venue to have. You've got your backdrops and your T-shirts and all of this, your travel expenses for your judges and all of this other crap. So those guys, for the most part, you can pick and choose. You guys would probably know, if you've been around in the powerlifting world for a while, the meet directors that are giving back, ones that are trying at least.
Oh yeah.
So those are the ones we try to support the most. A lot of times the only question I have for most people that ask for sponsorship money is, where does the money go?
That's good, man.
I do understand that some of those meet directors have to have some of the money allocated to actually putting on the event, but I like to see a lot of that money go back to the lifters.
Totally. I mean, there's a lot of guys that, me included, a lot of us are, we're a little bit on the broke side, so it's nice to have a little bit of a prize money thing when we go through a whole prep, when we pay for, coaching, nutrition help, gym memberships, new equipment, traveling fleet fees, blah, blah, blah. It's nice to have that little chunk of change in your pocket after you kind of break yourself all day.
For sure. And, if powerlifting wants to be legitimized as a sport, I think that those payouts are inevitable. I think that has to happen for more growth. And you're seeing it more now. You're seeing it more now, especially with the U.S. Open. WRPF, I think, has a couple of meets that are going to be pretty big. The Ghost Clash, I think, coming up is big. There's several big money meets, and that's good to see because, like you said, when you guys kill yourselves for this, for a damn acrylic trophy, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we had a high five at the end of the day.
Yeah, good job.
Pat on the back.
We had.
Thanks,
Tick.
we had Selena Vega from the WRPF. She was on in December.
Mhm.
She just took on the role as the director of education for there. And so we talked with her a little bit about their goals as far as making sure that the athletes feel like they're getting something in return. So it's not just a one-sided deal.
Yeah.
And so that, and like you said, then the USPA is also getting, a lot of the promoters are getting on board with that.
Yeah.
I've been working with Al from Squat to Depth on a couple of meets that he's doing. And so we're going to be contributing towards some cash prizes for some of his events. And he straight up said, you know, if for this much money, I'll give you a booth, and then your money is going to go towards cash prizes for the lifters. And I'm like, shit, I can't ask for anything more than that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Al's a good dude. He's been about the same amount of time as us, and he's always tried to do the same thing. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things that you can tell the difference between a lifter, someone who's done it and not seen anything. And then when they get in the position to where they can be a part of the solution, then they are more than willing to jump on board and help out.
That was probably the one thing I kind of started way behind the curve there. So I'm not a competitive powerlifter. I had a back surgery when I first started here, and I'm not strong, even relatively strong, especially in comparison to a lot of people that we deal with, which we deal with really, really strong people. So I can't really stuff to them anyways, but I had to learn that. And, and I learned that through going to meets and talking to, that's one good thing about being connected is you have conversations like these to realize, where the weak points are in the sport. And, luckily we're blessed enough with the business and some of the funds that we're able to give back to help grow it. So.
And yeah, I got to say, I know it's appreciated by the competitors, because it really doesn't matter what strength sport you're looking at. There's not a lot of return for the money and the time that's spent doing it. And so, and it's always greatly appreciated when somebody's willing to really anything. I mean, even if it's just, apparel or, of course, cash is always nice to receive in return as well.
I know that times have changed just because, even the age that I'm in, you guys will, I don't know how old you are, obviously, but I spoke with, I don't want to name drop him, a high up in one of the big federations. And, it was right after the tribute we talked, and he wanted us to throw, why are we doing these big money meets? I think it was kind of the question and how it was asked. And I said, man, I think these guys deserve some of this money with as much money or with as much time and effort. Not only that, but they've helped us out. They wear our stuff, and that leads to sales. And I said, it's right. And he said, well, how come? I think he ended up talking about like a national meet or whatever it was. About, well, I thought this is bragging rights. This is powerlifting. This isn't about money, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, that's such an old school view. I don't think that's the way it is anymore. There is some bragging rights and there is some rivalries and that kind of stuff. And I love that. But at the end of the day, man, you can't eat a rivalry. You gotta have some money, man. It just doesn't work. So if somebody's making money off the deal, and damn sure ain't the competitors, and that's what we're trying to change.
Yeah, and I don't think many of the competitors are looking to actually make their living or expecting to make their living doing it. But it's just nice if you win at something to I guess feel the appreciation from the people and the sponsors putting that on.
Right, absolutely. And I told him I understood that point of view. I just don't think that's the path forward.
No,
you'll end up if it covers just basic expenses. Of that 12 weeks or that 24 weeks or getting there or whatever. Like if you can at least kind of make your nut back to zero, then that's not a total loss.
Right. Well, when you have these other federations that their goal is to give back to the competitors, you don't want to be the federation that's kind of digging your heels in, and then you'll end up getting left behind because they're going to be like, well, why am I going to do this for a medal or whatever they're trying to give me, when I can possibly win, even if it's only like $200-300. Hey, it's $200-300. I mean, it's something that you walk away with.
And I'm starting to see this a little bit. It's making it harder for the local, like the smaller meets to compete and get players to come, you know what I mean? Competitors to actually, because there might be somebody down the road in a couple of weeks, you know, giving out $10,000 or whatever the case is. So, you know, we kind of got to be careful with that too. So we try to allocate sponsorship money to lots of different local little stuff to try, instead of just going all in on one meet, like let's just say the Open. You know, those guys probably can't put up a whole bunch of big meets. Obviously, you can't do, as a competitor, you can't do 5 of those a year anyways, or your body will just out on you. So I think allocating, you know, maybe a little bit more to a big meet, and then obviously still having some for those little ones, kind of keeps everything rolling.
Nice. So I noticed a lot lately you've been posting a lot of the belts the custom belts that you've been doing, and just kind of the things that people have put on them. So which ones stand out? Which ones do you like? Do you feel are the best? Like just the best ones that you've done?
I have favorites, and bests are hard for me because there's broke them down into different genres. I could probably come up with a couple, but right now it just seems like who could do the craziest shit. It's kind of like it's almost a game. It seems. I don't know if it is.
It might be.
At this point, it really could be. Like, how far can we push this guy to post in these belts? But
because I saw a couple weeks ago the butt stuff one, and I thought that one was great.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those. So I don't think that's the trying to push the envelopes. I personally, just because I guess I'm, you know, a part of the leather working world, I like the inlays because I like the dyed stuff. It's not so manufactured. It's more of like a hand done deal. So those, they take a lot longer. But I think they turn out the way we want them to. I think it turns out really well, especially, you know, the rattlesnake inlays with the buffalo, and, you know,
those are solid.
Whatever your embroidery stuff on the inside, I think those, in my eyes, are the coolest ones.
So what you're saying is the next time I buy a belt, it should definitely be
no, you buy whatever you want to buy. You're not buying our belt, you're buying your belt, and you got to live
that's true.
Thing on us. So and I always, somebody asked me, you know, hey man, what should I put on my belt? And I'm like, dude, you can put something stupid on there and get a laugh for a year or two, and you're gonna be right back getting something else. Because, you know, whatever now may not be funny in a couple of years.
It's like debating on your next tattoo, like it's almost permanent.
Right. Yeah, either that or you're coming back, and that's fine too. I mean,
you buy a few of them.
Yeah, you know, I usually go conservative, like the last name or something like that. Just because that won't go out of style.
Yeah,
what's up?
I was gonna say we have one of our clients, and he's a member here at our gym. He's about 5'2". He did a bodybuilding competition last year, and he's getting ready for a powerlifting meet. So he ordered one from you guys. I think it was last summer, and because of his size, so his says Dwarf King on it, which we all love. Yeah, it is very fitting. But yeah, that's been a great one, and I mean, I've just kind of seen how you've lined some of the sayings up, and I mean, they're pretty funny. There's a lot of them, like you said, I wouldn't want to wear around for a long period of time.
Right.
But I'm glad somebody does.
I wonder if some of these people that are ordering the crazy stuff don't have a garage gym where nobody gets to look at
it. Or can they even use them at a competition?
The conversations that would pop up in a public big gym like that would be probably off-putting, I would assume. You know, a little girl comes in with the butt stuff belt on, and there's going to be something crazy, you know, come up to her, and it's going to get uncomfortable. So I bet that's not how that goes. I could be wrong, but
I think one of my favorite portions, like when I was going through the belt process, and just from what you guys post, you guys have the special request thing at the bottom. You guys have people like spank your belt or something like that. I think that's probably one of my favorite things about it, especially when those videos get posted. Has there been one that kind of like stood out to you the most about, you know, just being outrageous or stupid or whatever?
There's been a bunch. We actually, I would take this on the chin. We've fallen off a little bit on some of those here recently, just because we've gotten busy. So I haven't allocated the
Fair
time
enough.
and the effort to do it. Cool ones, like we did a 300 skit from the movie 300. It was awesome. We did one like a Lion King skit and some other one.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Blonde, where we dressed up with wigs and shit. Because there's some of them that are serious and that we do, and I just and I'll DM the people instead of putting them onto the actual page. Saying maybe my mom is going through cancer or whatever, and this belt is for her when she gets better and that kind of thing. So everything we do doesn't get posted.
Sure.
But the funny ones, they lighten the mood up out here. I should do that every once in a while, just for the whole team to be like, oh man, it's not that serious. This is still fun,
Right. So what is some of like the pastimes of your crew? Like what outside of making the belts and doing that kind of shit, like what is the stuff that you guys enjoy doing?
Man, so we live in a small town. I don't know if you guys are in a small town or a big city. There's a lot of us like to fish. We have some really good lakes that produce some really good largemouth bass, and there's kind of our claim to fame around here. A lot of hunting. Really just outdoorsy stuff, because there's not a whole lot for us. We can't go to the movies. We don't really go. There's one bar, and anybody here doesn't go to the bar. No, it really is. As far as lifting and that kind of stuff, we don't. Other than outside of me, I don't know if there's anybody that actually trains. I give. There's a gym in a town that's about 10 miles from here. It's the closest gym. And, we had a company-wide gym membership and nobody ever used it. So for the most part, we're very focused in what we do. And outside of that, I don't know exactly what everybody does. I do know that there's several of us we go fishing sometimes.
I'm in Western Colorado. He's out in San Diego now. But yeah, definitely in Western Colorado, falls kind of along the same lines. A lot of people, like, hunting is a giant thing out here, and obviously fishing as well. But I noticed on the website you guys do like golf club covers and stuff like that. So I wasn't sure if that was like something personal that you guys decided to do it because you like golfing, or because you had enough requests.
So, my background is kind of in golf. So I spent the 7 years prior to being here, I was a golf professional at a country club in Fort Worth. I grew up playing. I played in college, and I tried on the mini tours, and obviously it wasn't good enough. But so golf has always been kind of a part of my life, and we started that golf line right when COVID happened, and we did that to try and diversify a little bit, because we noticed that golf courses weren't getting closed down, but gyms were, so it was more of a, oh shit, what else can we do? And what we do with those head covers, it fits really well into what we do with the belts. It's very much the same materials. The build process is obviously a little bit different, but embroidery, so customizing, that kind of stuff, it fit with what I like to do, what I knew how to do, and what machines we had to be, capability wise.
Do you guys customize those as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done some pretty cool ones. I don't push it very much, and I sure don't push it on our main page, just because there's not a whole lot of overlap between powerlifting and golf. So,
well, yeah.
Let me tell you, man. Trying to hold a damn golf club. I look like a fucking idiot when I swing a golf club.
It's such an easy concept, and it's such a hard one to master.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the farthest I've hit a ball is 10 yards at the driving range with my friends, just because I can't. This shit right here doesn't work so well.
As we discussed earlier today, he does have a bit of a belly that is shrinking.
That's good.
I do. It's getting better. Yeah.
But it does hinder a golf swing. That would be for sure.
You've seen John Daly before, right? Some of this.
That's true. Yeah, there's.
Not as much.
We'll call it a mobility thing.
Yeah.
So did you have another? Didn't you have a couple more questions, Alkai, that you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
On the topic of kind of producing stuff that isn't a belt. So you guys do wrist wraps and knee wraps, which are fantastic. Are you guys ever thinking about doing like sleeves or anything like that? Or just
They're actually in the works. So I've been trying. I've literally scoured everywhere that I could find it. I don't know if it's me or not, but it was breaking up. Anyways, I have not been able to find an American-made knee sleeve, but I did find an international supplier that I'm happy with the quality. So
Nice.
right now, I'm actually looking at about 12 prototypes that I have that I've sent out to our athletes for some R&D feedback, that kind of thing. I actually responded back to the supplier yesterday with some tweaks, design and build structure, but I'm pretty hopeful. I've never said this before because, like I said, I've been doing this for like 4 years trying to find these. I'm confident that this year we will have knee sleeves, and I think actually.
All right.
I'm
gonna ditch all my old shit and I'm buying all the new stuff.
Well, make sure they're good before we do any of that.
Yeah, I'll be a guinea pig. That's fine with me.
So then I'll take. So Alkai also had a question, and I think I'd sent it to you yesterday. That would kind of segue in from that. Do you guys sponsor athletes, and if you do, what kind of criteria do you guys have, just in case there's somebody that is kind of has that in mind?
So we opened up. I call them ambassadors. It's essentially a sponsorship. So we opened that up, I believe. Man, it was before COVID, so it may have been 2019. We opened it up to 12, and we got like 1,700 emails that we had to go through and try to get them down. That process was humbling. It was exciting, but also, man, it was tough to tell that many people, I'm sorry that you didn't meet the standards or whatever, because I know that we left, hundreds of people out there that were more than deserving. But as far as criteria goes, man, we asked some in-depth questions to try to get to know these people rather than just, who has the largest following. Literally the only requirement was to just be good, just be a good person. Because like there's several of our followers or our ambassadors that they don't even have 1,000 followers across all social media platforms. So it's not about clout. It's about trustworthiness and just good-heartedness and just being somebody I can trust with, hey, here's a new product. I need to know your feedback, nice. True, honest feedback. And all of them have different backgrounds. Most of them powerlifting. I've got several strong men and women. I don't know if I have any bodybuilders, but different disciplines that I think we all mesh really well. So there's 12 of them and one of me, and we kind of put some things up to vote, and it works out. I don't know if I'll add it again. I sure won't do another open ambassadorship.
a casting call, so to speak.
It was way more than I thought it was going to be. I didn't realize there was going to be that many people. And I know there's a whole lot of people that want free T-shirts and free belts, right? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that like that. I wanted a connection much deeper than that. Something that if I needed to talk to somebody about something completely unrelated to business. Yeah, I have no problem, giving Sheldon or one of these other guys that I have, a call. If I'm dealing with something personal, I can talk to him as a friend. And, that was, it was kind of hard, but we went through like 2 or 3 different steps, all questions and things, I wanted to know about their families and about all this other stuff so that, there was a connection to go from there. But as far as the question,
that's a nice process.
That was a long answer, but really it was just being a good person.
Well, no, that makes a huge difference because there's so many companies out there that do an ambassadorship or it's really not, no one really there's not a lot that call it a sponsorship anymore. So most of them go with the ambassadorship type of thing. Yeah. But it is their main question is, what's your Instagram handle? How many followers do you have? Yeah. And which is fine. You can buy followers, so you can jump your followers up. That doesn't mean anything. Yeah. And so I do really appreciate that, the fact that you guys look more at the people that you're working with versus what can they do for us? It's, what can we do for each other? What can we do to help each other out and move the relationship forward?
Yeah, and I get it. I get the only bring on the big names, because obviously there's more eyeballs. More eyeballs typically leads to more sales. Where we were at that point when we brought ambassadors in, we were still growing. I didn't want to grow too fast because we run into issues like we're running into now. So it was not about growth. It was more about, I want people to be wholeheartedly on the team, not just trying to push product.
Well, not just the I call them promo code people.
Yeah,
we just got here, get 10% off here, blah blah blah. Like, I like the way you handle that, man. You get to know you get to know the people that you're gonna have on your roster. They're not just random Instagram fuckers.
They're good people too. I'm really proud of all of them.
And so we have a comment from it's actually one of my clients that's a member here at the gym, who she got her belt I think about this time last year. But yeah, she said that she just loves her belt, and she loves knowing that it comes from a family type business. So
yeah, I love that, and I appreciate that. It's something that we've taken to heart. We try our best to source everything from American made raw materials. Obviously, all of the belts are actually made here. We're very much a family, and I appreciate that people recognize that.
Yeah,
well, we dig it, man, big time.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have any more questions, Alkai?
Let's see here. No, we kind of just rolled through everything nicely. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, as things came, you answered some questions I think that we had when you were answering other questions, so that worked out really well. I just got to say, like, I appreciate what you guys are doing. You guys are hooking me up. And I mean, I can't tell you, like, I've been just spouting off nonstop about it. Just like, I'm just going to be walking around with that belt. Like I was saying earlier today, like WWE championship, just walking around the grocery store, just held that thing over my shoulder. So I'm super stoked to get that. We love having you guys that you guys are willing to be a part of this. And anytime you guys have anything that you're coming out with, that you guys are pushing, we'll make sure that we do what we can to kind of help. Not that we're going to make a big dent in what you guys are already doing, but
we'll do our best.
We'll do our part on our end of things to do what we can for you guys too.
I appreciate that very much, and I appreciate the opportunity to come on here and talk with you guys.
Yeah, so we do a game show, kind of a game show style thing. If you're willing to be a part of it.
I'm in, man.
All right. So the game show is called White Lights, Red Lights, which I'm sure makes sense to you. But I always have Alkai give the rundown of what White Lights, Red Lights is. So take it away.
Just a quick synopsis. For those that don't know, 3 white lights is a passing platform for powerlifting. 2 white lights is a passing score. 1 white, not too great. That means you got 2 reds or 3 reds, and that's a no-go.
And 3 red lights is obviously terrible.
That's terrible.
That means you can go back to the drawing board just a little bit. I was hoping you were going to do like your whole your story entrance and everything. I
give like a nice little story intro that I lead into the yeah.
All right. So what I have 4 different things, and so Matt, we'll start with you with them, and basically you can give 3 white lights if you're all for it. You can do 2 white lights if it's kind of so, all the way down into the red zone.
Okay.
And then I believe there is a theme to this. So if anyone can figure out the theme, then that's great. If not, then maybe I kind of force the issue. So, all right. So anyway, and this has literally 0 to do with lifting, just to give you a heads up. All right. So the first one is dried fruit.
1 white light.
Not a big fan?
No.
Okay.
Same.
You can go one white. Okay.
I had a dried banana at work like 2 days ago, and I was like, "The fuck is this?"
Dried banana seems
for like an hour.
Weird.
I was like, "Fuck this."
I don't know. I don't even know when I've seen a dried banana.
I work with a bunch of
little
girls.
tiny thin ones. Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah.
Oh, like the little banana chips. I got you.
Chips.
No, not
There
a
you
whole
Yeah.
banana. No.
Yeah, it's just one.
I'll pick that up and put it in my mouth in front of people. You're out of your mind.
I don't know if anyone would do it, you would do it. I'm sure.
No, you're right.
All right, and then with and it's gonna make zero sense. Indiana Jones.
3 whites. Indiana Jones is badass.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was pretty bad, but
Yes,
the old ones are
agreed.
obviously fantastic.
I would say.
So I'll give it 2 whites.
I'm gonna say that all the earlier ones probably trump that one terrible force of a movie. And then Indiana Jones as a character is obviously just he's a
Primo.
shit. I mean, he's an archaeologist that can kick ass. I mean, where else are you gonna find anything like that? All right, so you're in El Paso. So
we're in Coleman, so we moved from El Paso a little.
Oh,
while
okay.
Later. Yeah.
So are you guys more inland then?
Yeah, we're right in the middle of the state.
Okay. So this, and again, I think I know what I'm gonna get. So sunbathing is the next one. So you're not getting it yet.
I don't like the ocean. I don't really hang out at the pool, so I'm all out. I mean, I love being in the sun. I love being outside, but I'm not a sunbather.
Not a sunbather.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking,
man. Alkai's originally from Hawaii, so I think I know where he's going with this one.
You broke my heart.
Like my white pasty skin.
Yeah.
That's me too. So Alkai, are you 3 whites on?
Oh yeah,
just chilling out in the sun.
Oh, me and my banana hammock. Oh, it's over.
Well, now that if that's part of it, then I mean that changes my whole thought on
it. Went from 3 whites to having therapy.
That's yeah. Call them right now. All right, last one is going to be coffee beans.
Man, one. I don't even know how to grind coffee. And to be honest with you, I just use Keurig in the morning.
So in the ground form, you're a coffee fan if it's in the ground form and you can make coffee from it.
I enjoy coffee when it's cold. I can't drink hot drink when it's hot outside.
I mean, I don't drink coffee, so I'm.
You could care less about if it's white or red.
Yeah, I like my caffeine fruity.
There you go. All right, so we had dried fruit, Indiana Jones, sunbathing, coffee beans. Any ideas what the correlation may be?
No.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, so there's dried fruit, which is known as fruit leather. Indiana Jones has a leather fedora and a leather whip. Sunbathing can turn your skin into leather. Coffee beans can be used to tan leather and preserve leather. So if you didn't know those, you learned something today in the process.
Found the correlation there, but that's pretty good.
And I don't even know why all that stuff started. I just started thinking of it last night, and I'm like, yeah, I'm rolling with this. Hopefully it works. So hopefully it works.
It works, and that's what I appreciate.
All right, Matt. Well, we appreciate you coming on again. Again, anytime that you guys have something, if you have an announcement or anything you need to make, you let us know. We can get you back on anytime. We do this once a week. That we put this out there, and you know, we're trying to grow and trying to, you know, go along with people in the process that we respect their companies and the philosophies and the things that we do. So we're definitely, it's good to get to know you and your company better, and makes it even, you know, more exciting to help be involved with you guys.
And I appreciate it again. And for sure, we'll shout you guys out and try to get some traffic headed in your direction. And hopefully you guys continue this for a long time.
Yeah, we appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, we'll talk to you again soon. Again, thanks for everything.
Of course. You guys take care.
Have a good one.
Later, man.
Bye.
All right. Well, Well, that was
I'm
cool.
like schoolgirl giddy right now.
that was enjoyable. I enjoyed that.
That's
That's
Matt
fun.
from Pioneer.
So the one thing we didn't get to before is going to be, I mean, I talked to you about it. So anyone that's listening, I did post last week, the beginning of the week. I know it's hard to come off of, the interview, and I want to end on that note, but we do need to acknowledge the quarterly champion for the face of the week, which was the winner from last week. And so that is Ethan.strong.nd. So Ethan from North Dakota, he was the winner as the quarterly champ.
It's the
so I will
that gets me.
It is, and that's just, I think that's what got. And so anyone who's listening that's kind of curious, he did great campaigning on his own behalf, and so that helped put him over the edge. I gave that insight to a couple other people, and they jumped on that campaigning board. But unfortunately, he had more people that came through and voted for him. But yeah, I think the Noseplex kind of did it. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't decided what yet, but I am going to send him a shirt or a hat that I do have here on my person, and I will send that to him for free.
We should make a show me your ugly face,
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. It's in the works up here is where that's happening.
Love that.
Yeah, we'll get something like that going. So what the plan is, and this is an idea that I actually got from Christian, that Christian posted, and I thought was a great idea. So we'll do the quarterly champ. So we'll do probably try and get 3 more done. I mean, we started in November, so it's kind of a little off. So we'll try and get 3 more in this year, and then we'll do like a yearly champ that hopefully by that point we can have enough funding coming through that we can actually kind of give a pretty dope prize is what I'm hoping.
About it.
So that's my plan for that, is just kind of turn it into something that gets them recognition and maybe a little kickback, because like, as we talked about with Matt, that's where, be for the people.
Money is nice.
You get some and you give some in return, and that's the way life should be.
I love that.
Give back to those who give to you. All right. So again, my name is Craig, and I'm coming to you from.
Is that a question mark? Craig.
I'm trying to remember, but I'm running on fumes at this point. Like I just kind of I hit like the super high. And then it's like Matt goes off, and I'm like,
endorphins are coming down. Yeah.
And I'm like, time for a nap.
I feel that.
So I'm coming to you from Monument Fitness in Grand Junction, Colorado. So you can go to monument.fitness and Instagram, kind of check that out. Or if you're ever coming through western part of Colorado, make sure to get a hold of us, and we can get you into lifts. You can get a hold of Lifting Ugly at lifting_ugly. Search Lift Ugly, Lifting Ugly on any other platforms. You can get a hold of us there. Alki is available at Salty Boy with an I, not a Y, _barbell. Hit him up for any training or anything that you maybe want to do with him or for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a giver and a taker.
Receiver and a thrower.
There you go. He's multifaceted. He is a man amongst men for sure.
I'm whimsical.
So for any graphics needs, computer graphics, art of any kind, you can make sure to hit up Zon at zontopia.com. At Zontopia is his social media. You can support us with monthly donations at patreon.com/liftingugly, and you can hop on any of the different levels that we have there. Or you can also show support by buying gear at liftingugly.com, or you can go to the podcast section of the website, and there is a I can't remember what I have it listed. Anyway, you go to the podcast section, there are the different levels there that you can donate to us for the podcast at different levels. And if you go to the higher level, then you may receive a little gift in return. And again, we want to thank Matt for being on today. Matt is from Pioneer Lifting Belts. We got some really, really dope information from him about their company and everything that they're about. So make sure you go to generalleathercraft.com, check out everything they have. They have the general lifting belts, the Pioneer cut, which does have 1/2-inch increments on it. They have customized lifting belts, lever belts, dog collars, golf club covers,
wrist wraps, knee wraps, and possible elbow and knee sleeves coming up.
Yes, coming soon. So be on the lookout
which
for those.
I will buy.
And you better believe as soon as they have those come in, we will tell you all about it. And then I'm going downhill. I'm going downhill fast.
Go get this man some food.
Congratulations to Ethan for winning the quarterly contest of the Face of the Week. So he is the quarterly champ, and he will be receiving a prize for his winning of that. Okay, thanks for joining us today. We do appreciate it. 14 episodes in the book. Can you believe it?
14 inches deep. Let's do this.
Let's just keep pounding it in.
Yeah.
Week after week, just give it to them. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, it only hurts if you fight it. And
I love that.
On that note, I say we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Oh, no. Flat lip, belly tuned up. Yeah. I pay my dues, refuse to lose, so fuck the blues. Ain't your bad news, you can trip if you choose. While I sip booze on a 7-day cruise in Louis Vuitton shoes with floozies by the jewels. The good life, talking about the good life. Live it up for a little while, then go to the hood to get a good wife and settle down. But for now, I'm studying down, refuse to allow myself to live foul like when I was sniffing pals. Still got trials and tribulations. Refinement from cultivation takes patience. I'm waiting, paper chasing to get a place like Peyton. Politicking, interfacing, business relations. Built the empire from the underground, then retire. Who said I was on crack? You's a motherfucking liar. See me in the trench coat but missed the joke, so fuck the hoax. My mission is this, get in position to assist my folks.